Hey everyone, this is Josh Davis. Welcome back to another video. This is Herefordshire Raceway Summer Sprint Championship, round number 3 of the championship so far, which was yesterday. We did pretty well in this one, which is really good, as you'll see in the near the end of the video. But yeah, coming to this one after a pretty shocking first round. The heats were very good. But the final was just abysmal. We had a pretty bad kart and we were just getting sort of bullied about really, and it really wasn't a very good day. But yeah, we're gonna go again for third round, see what we can do, and yeah, just see if we can get a better result and kick off our championship. We didn't do the second round because it was the final day of the Premier League, and I'm an Arsenal fan, so I was hoping they win the league, but the 115 point team decided to win it anyway, but that's another thing. First heat is starting right back now. Lights are about to go on and we get underway to a very mid start. We haven't really lost anything, we haven't gained anything either, but still going all the way. As guy in P4 has a look down the inside of our endurance teammate of James Stanley. Couldn't get it done through there, but we've managed to start unscathed. We've had pretty much of a big gap so far, all the way from P5 downwards, as he goes for a move down the inside of James. We're going to follow him through as we go side by side, trying to have a look down the inside, braking very late, and we just have enough room when we shoot down the inside, and we are up into P4. Having tried a little bit of a look at the switchback down the inside of P3, couldn't really get much done, so we're just going to have to settle in so far. The kart felt pretty nice actually. For once, kart number 11. I had it in the final as well. It felt really nice to drive. Although it felt heavy, it did feel quite responsive to what it wanted me to do. It wasn't really bad in the corners. It wasn't really bad on the straights. So it was pretty decent kart. So I was gaining a lot on the guys in front, which was nice. And we were setting some decent lap times, some pretty consistent lap times, which is something I've probably been struggling a bit for pretty much forever really, just being consistent with the lap times. But yeah, looking back on some of the lap times I did over the day, it was pretty decent, and I like what I was doing. But lap 3 of 14, so yeah, 14 laps in the heats, which is pretty much 10 minute heats round about there. It was the same for the final, 10 minutes as well. That was 15 laps, just see from the pace. But we're getting into a little bit of a train here. We've got JK just in front in P2. He's being hunted down by P3 as he's going to go for a move down the inside. We're going to try and follow through if we can. Not quite enough momentum just to go for a move down the inside or on the outside, but we're going to have to stick through him once again as we start lap number 4. So yeah, just sticking in so far. JK didn't really have a lot of pace in this kart. He was pretty slow on the straights, which I thought was a shame, because he's pretty much tipped to win the whole thing. He's bloody quick. So yeah, it was quite shocking to see how I was like closing it up that quickly. So I must have thought he just had really dodgy karts, which is a shame. But does well for us because we're moving up positions, which is always nice. But yeah, we're going to see how we can go. Starting lap number 5 now, so nearly halfway done with this heat. So you flick it towards turn 2 for the right hander, and then coming up towards the right. He's going to go defensive into turn 3. We're going to take a tight line, flick to the right, flick towards the left. Yeah, pretty average exit speeds. We're pretty much similar, but we're going to keep going nonetheless. And then up over the bridge through the left and flat out towards the right hander, and on to the start finish straight. We're going to get a nice little toe, just trying to stick in with him as we start lap number 6. And yeah, we're just going to maybe try for a move down the inside as we get a really good launch off the bend. He's going to go defensive. We're going to follow him through, so we're going to flick it back to the left hand side, thinking of a switchback. We do get the switchback very nicely indeed. We can't get it through the left, so we can have to try to the next corner, and we set it up absolutely beautifully. Side by side we go. We're going to try and muscle our way through under the bridge, and we just about make the move stick, and we move up into P3. So now our chance is to try and catch up to the rest of the leaders in P2 and P1. But yeah, we're just going to have to try and sit back for now, try and defend, and maybe try and make a bit of a gap. But yeah, so far we've had a pretty good start to this heat, so it's not been too bad at all. Started P5, now in P3, so we're doing pretty well as we flick towards the left. Just trying to stick these lap times through together, just try and make sure everything's all good, and try and get away from JK as well. A few mistakes here and there, but it wasn't too bad in the end, as we flick towards the final corner to start lap number 8, and away we go then. So not many laps left to go in this heat at all. We get towards the end. We're going to cut through to the end of lap 9 to start at lap 10. Not really a lot happened, to be honest. We pretty much stayed in P3, but just taking our minds to lap 10, there was a back marker just in front. Well, I was maybe thinking if things go a little bit awry, things could happen, but unfortunately they got out of the way pretty quickly, and we didn't really gain or lose anything. We pretty much stayed pretty tight to them up in the end, but yeah, we'll definitely take a P3 out of this one. That's how it ended. Flick towards the final corner, the blue flag showing, as you can see on the screen. Flick towards the right hander. It does get out of the way for us, but does compromise our line just a little bit. But we thank him either way for getting out of the way. As we go on to lap 11, we'll flick towards the final lap now. As yeah, pretty much stayed this way for the whole heat. We made the gap fairly well. We managed to get away, and we ended up in P3 in the end. Some of the traffic was a little bit hard to navigate, but it weren't too bad at all, as we meet the Chequered Flag, and pretty good start to the day. P3 out of P5. I'd be happy if I pretty much stayed in the top 5 if I got P4, but yeah, P3 I'll take any day of the week, and yeah, really happy with that one. And a lot to go for heat number 2. And obviously aiming for that A final in these races now, because I know I'm very much capable of getting into the A finals, and just to see what I can do from there. But yeah, pretty good start. P5 to P3, take that any day, and we'll have to wait and see how the second heat goes as we pull up there and start heat number 2 momentarily, as we flick on over to that. So there we go, on the in the pit lane for heat number 2. So there's only 2 heats in this one, 2 heats and then a final. So that's how it worked. There was only 3 heats, there weren't many drivers there today. I think there's about 15 or 16 in total, so not many at all. But doesn't mind, I don't mind me, I just want to race. This is all practice for Brappy Kart in July, 7th of July I think I want to say. And that might actually be my my next race, unless I do the SRK novice round, which is at Hereford as well on the 30th. But I'll have to wait and see if I'm going to do it or not. But yeah, starting heat 2. The kart felt a little bit strange. I think in the earlier heats, one of them had a puncture. I think this kart had a puncture on the front right. So I think there was a new tyre on the front right. As I was just having a look at it, examining it. It just looked a little bit strange. It felt cold in the kart. It just didn't really feel right. It felt like the tyre was doing something, and then when I was turning, it just was doing something else, which is a bit strange. But we'll give it a go nevertheless, and see how this heat goes. So that starts the green light to go, and we can see how we can do in this heat as the lights go out. We get an absolutely horrible start off the lights, just no power in this kart whatsoever either off the straights, which was really bad. As we try it around the outside, we've lost a few positions, as we get hit by James and hit again through there. Really messy start, which is all caused by the guy on the left hand side. Just decides to squeeze both myself and James into the wall, just not leaving us any space, and leaves James just in a sandwich, and not a lot he could have done. But that's just the way he drives, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I'm going to try to switch back on these guys just in front, just get force on the grass. So we'll just try and switch back on the left hand side, but he gets caught in the tyres, and we've smacked into the back of him, unfortunately. But not what I could have done. We get in front of that guy, he goes a little bit wide, and so yeah, up into P6. So after all that, we've gone from P6 to P7 to P9 and back up into P6 in the space of one lap. So been a bit of a hectic one to start with, to say the least, but main goal is just to try and get some more positions, maybe try and get up into P4 if we can. But our first chance is trying to get in front of this guy in front, just to run into the back of him. Unfortunately, we lose all our momentum, so we're going to have to wait until the next step to try and go for something, a little bit of oversteer in the kart there, just trying to correct a little bit of the rears just sliding a little bit as we start lap number 3 there. So looking to maybe try and get something down into the right-hander. We're really all over the back of him now, so we don't really get the launch we want. So we're going to have to try maybe a switchback, maybe try something if we can get a good exit, get an okay exit. So we're going to try it once again, but we just get an absolutely horrible one off the left-hander, and once again having to wait a little while longer for this overtake as we flip towards the left and flick back towards the right, fully flat out for the final corner, and we get a really good run here. So we're going to try it around the right hand side and maybe have a look down the inside. We're going to squeeze our way through, just muscle our way through, and we are up into P5. We had a really good sling out of the final corner, under the bridge, over the bridge even, and we get the job done and we slot into P5. So now our chance to try and catch up is just to try and catch up to P4 in front. We're going to try our very best, but I'm not sure if we will be able to, unfortunately, as we fly towards the right-hander. There was a lot of quick guys just in front, and the kart didn't really feel great. They were doing pretty consistent times, so we're just pretty much sticking with them. We weren't really gaining a lot. We were just kind of staying within their lap times, which was a bit frustrating. Even with them battling, they would just seem to do really well to work as a team, not really battling too hard, which is a shame, but it is what it is at the end of the day. We're just going to have to slot in as we flick towards the left-hander and towards the right to end lap 5 and start lap number 6. Flying towards the right-hander. We've had a pretty decent gap so far already made, so just trying to set some fast lap times here and just try and go again. But we'll flick to the last lap of this one. We didn't really make any gains. There was a lapped car just in front of us who was getting out of the way. But yeah, we ran the final corner. Pretty boring heat, to be honest. But yeah, we take the flag and we end that one in P5. In the end, not too bad. I will take it. We moved up to one position, a P3 and a P5. I was just thinking in the car, is that going to be enough to get A final? Thankfully, it was. We managed to qualify 4th for the A final, so our highest ever qualifying ever actually for a final, which was really nice. Thankfully, and we're starting on the right hand side. I was about to say we were starting on the left, we are starting on the right, which is unfortunate. You don't really want to be on the right in Hereford because you're just going to leave the door wide open, but it is what it is. We're going to have to go again and see what we can do in the A final as we flick on over to their starting P4. As we said, Tom Norcott starting on pole with Jamie Good in second, Chris Pugh in P3, ourselves in P4. So we're going to have to try and push our way through here. We started on pole in the novices as well. We had Jamie Higgins just behind us in P5, who was P2 in novices. James unfortunately didn't make it out the B final. He was close, but JK managed to qualify for the B final, and he did very well. Managed to catch up, unfortunately. So James was up to finish P3 in that one. But yeah, pretty much a showdown between myself and Jamie for the novice win. Going to see what we can do. Maybe hope for an overall podium. As the lights go on, and we're underway. Another absolutely shocking start. As you can see us shaking our head there. We lose position to Jamie already off the start, and now we're down into P5, and not even a lap has gone yet. Not ideal at all. So we're going to have to slot in there and hope for some overtakes to be done. So we start the first lap of the A final, P5 in this one, 15 laps. At 9 drivers, 2 qualified from the B final. I think it was JK and Ryan Hazel who started 8th and 9th. So we flick towards the right-hander, trying to get as much as we can going. And we just already seemed much quicker than Jamie in front, so we're really going to have to go for a do-or-die move. We're going to stick it down the inside under the bridge. A really, really ballsy move. I must say, even from my stand, I was like, oh, that's a bit interesting, that one. But we kind of had to go for it to try and make some positions, try and make some gains, and obviously get the win in novice class as well. And of course, to get higher up in the championship as well. We're going to go semi-defensive into the right-hander, but we flick back towards the right to go a little bit more attacking, flick towards back to the left, and we open up the cart on the exit. And now our main goal is just to try and catch up to the leaders there, Chris Pugh in P3 with Jamie Good in seconds. Tom's pretty much already gone from this one as well. To say the least, he was on gone this one, just absolutely smashed it as he usually does. He's definitely the quickest at the track. But yeah, that wasn't really our main target today. Our main target was to just try and win the novices class and maybe try for something and go from there as we flick towards the left. Excuse me. But yeah, trying to catch up to P3 and P2, who are battling really, really hard. Pretty much all day, really. And all race long, they were really, really fighting hard. We had a little bit of a gap to the back of us, which was nice. We managed to pull away a little bit, so we could maintain our attacking cornering speed as Chris has a look down the inside of P2. They're having a little bit of a squabble even, and we're going to try and catch up as best we can. Flick towards the left-hander, didn't get as nice exit as we could have done, but they're still going side by side under the bridge. Chris almost gets into the barriers as we flick towards the left-hander and up towards the right, opening up the cart and through into the final corner as we start lap number 5 of 15. 10 to go in this one as we come into turn 1. Now we've really caught up to the battling pair. He's going to have a look once again down the inside. Does Chris. He almost gets caught on the tyres, and now is a really good chance to make an overtake. He's going to go very wide, so we slip into the gap and up into P3 he goes, but we get a very good exit off the cart and sailing into P4 he goes. We go attacking and we leave the door wide open for Jamie just in front of us. We get a very good exit back up under the hill, over the hill even, and we go through into P4. Now I'm just trying to say, let's just try and attack the guys in front. Let's not do anything stupid, as we just say again, let's try and catch up there, because there's no point battling for P4. I haven't come all the way just to settle in for P4. I'm going to try and go for as high a possible position as we can, and I think at this point our best position we can probably go for right now is about P2 as we flick towards the left-hander up towards the final couple of corners. We had enough of a gap just to go attacking this time around. Under the barrier we go, and across the start finish straight to start lap 7 of 15. So about 8 or 9 laps to go in this one. So we go into turn 1, getting onto the curbs nicely, just trying to attack as much as we can, trying to catch up as much as possible, because we are on for our first overall podium ever in karting at this point in time, as we go under the bridge once again and through the left and through the final couple of corners once again, getting the cart turned in nice and tidily, and around the final corner, and we start lap number 8. And now Chris and Jamie really start to fight each other. Now this is where it gets a little bit more tasty, hopefully, as Chris looking for that move. He's going to try and slot in. No, he's going to slot in for the now, as he flicks towards the right and we flick back towards the left, just trying for something, a little bit of an opening to try and catch up. And now we're really all over the back of them at this moment in time. We've really caught up very well. All their squabbling has left us to try and catch up to the back as we flick towards the right, start lap number 9, and we're getting to the crunch time in this one. As we come under the start finish straight. Chris is going to have to go attacking this time around. We sacrifice his turn 1 and turn 2 to get a slingshot out of the right. He's going to dive it down the inside of Jamie, smacking it down the inside. He makes a little bit of contact, and now as our chance to try and push through, we're going to set up a switchback, try it on both of them. We only get it done on Chris. Side by side we go. It's going to be very, very tight in this one. We're just going to have to muscle through under the bridge, and we are up onto the podium. P3 it is, with about 6 laps to go, maybe 5 after this one, as now our main goal is to try and catch Jamie Good in P2. We knew his kart wasn't great, as he was pretty slow, and pretty much keeping a train, which is not what he usually does. He usually bots away quite well in these races, so we're going to have to try and get past them as best as we can and as quick as possible to try and have any chance of a P2 finish here. We're already on the overall podium. We want to try and keep that going, but we haven't come here just to sort of settle in for P3. We're coming for P2 as well, flicking towards the final couple of corners then, and we open up the kart, trying to stay in the tow. Lap 11 of 15, 4 to go in this one. We are losing time ever so slightly. We're just on the back of his bumper at the moment as we flick towards the right-hander, still trying to catch up and maybe try and make something of a move. We're going to try for a switchback. We just get an awful exit, no power whatsoever. And we've lost a lot of momentum, and we've lost a lot of time. As we flick towards the left-hander, we get a very, very good exit and entrance once again, just gaining ever so slightly, flat out towards the final couple of corners and onto the back straight. Lap 12 of 15 is about to commence. 3 to go. We haven't got long to try and get up into P2. We're going to have to try for a slingshot out of the first corner. We get a good enough slingshot, but just not enough to get through. So we're going to have to sit in once again, trying for a switchback once again. We get a really, really good exit out of the left-hander, but just not enough to get side by side. So we're going to have to stick in once again, through towards the left and up towards the right. He gets a little bit of a poor exit out of that final corner. We're practically pushing him out of the final corner as we start lap number 13. 2 more to go, and it's really starting to get into squeaky bum time. We get a launch off the right-hander. It's a do or die move as we get close enough as we ever have been so far. We're going to send one to the inside, muscle our way through. We are up into P2. We're going to have to leave the room though as he comes back at us round the outside. We will go. We get forced onto the grass once again, pretty much riding on it. We're going to have to set a switchback once again under the bridge. We're going to send one to the inside, muscle our way through once again, harsh but fair, and we are up into P2 with 2 laps to go. Lap 14 of 15 is about to start now, and now we have to defend like absolute crazy. We're going to go very, very defensive into the corner. We have just enough gap to go attacking into this one, just to try and create a gap as much as we can. Flick towards the left. Once again, we get an absolutely atrocious exit out of the left-hander, and now we're going to have to defend like mad. Through towards the left-hander we go. We go semi-defensive into the corner just to stay with the gap as we flick towards the final couple of corners now. Under the bridge we go, and we commence the last lap of the A final. All or nothing we will go as we flick towards the first turn. It almost ends in tears as he had to go for us down the inside. We just say to him, think about what you're doing, just think about the moves, and it almost ends in tears for both of us as he taps our rear. Thankfully we just about save it in time. As we flick towards the left-hander, we get a pretty decent exit. He gets a very, very good one as well. He's right on our bumper. As we flick towards the left-hander, we're going to go extremely defensive to the left, and we're going to go extremely defensive to the right as well. Under the bridge, over the bridge, we have saved it, and we have got P2. You can hear us there, our screams. We were very, very happy with this one, and for the first time ever, we will get an overall podium with a P2 finish. I was so happy, as you can probably tell and hear the screams. We go for a fist bump. Jamie wasn't really interested, but yeah, if you want, whatever. But yeah, I was absolutely electric with that one. It's taken 5 years to get an overall podium with that one, and yeah, to finally have it pay off. It all came through under the visor, but yeah, a very, 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 very good day for that one. And yeah, we'll get to the results just right now as we flick on over. P2 in that one, Tom Northcott wins by exactly 10 seconds, which I thought was quite cool. Jamie Good in P3 there, 2.5 tenths it was between us in the end. Stuart in P4, Chris Pugh ended up in P5 there, so we went backwards and backwards in that one. JK finished 6th, Ryan Hazel in 7th, Jamie Higgins in 8th, I think he went backwards as well, with Chris Meek in P9, but oh my god, what a race that was. As we have a look to the championship as well, we move up to 11th now in the standings, which is very, very nice. And we take the lead as well in the Novice Championship, which is good as well, just by a point, however, overall, and by 2 points after the drop rounds. But yeah, round 4 on the 14th of July, that's where the drop rounds will start to kick in. So it's going to be very, very interesting just to see how everything goes. Just looking at the championship, I think as well, I think it's a possibility, that we can go for maybe top 6, maybe top 4 in the championship. I think we have the pace to do so. I think we're quick enough to do so. And if we can just keep getting results like that every single time, then we've got a very, very, very good chance. But yeah, it's just absolutely elated with that one. And yeah, it's taken a while, but things are starting to look up in karting, which is nice after a little bit of a rut throughout this year. But yeah, starting to get some more form back, which is always nice. And we will go from there. But I think we're going to end it there. Thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. The next one might be SRK for the Novice Championship, or it will be Brappy Kart back at Hereford. But yeah, I'll have to wait and see for that one. But yeah, thanks all very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. And I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.